I did it. I really did it. It took some time, but I finally got my house built. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dylan from DCB Videos, and this is my first time playing Minecraft. Now, if you could like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks to the comments on the last video, I actually learned a little bit, took some tips and everything from that. So, without further ado, let's check it out. Now, right when I decide I'm gonna record, I'm gonna make this episode way better than the last. And of course, so like I was saying, I was gathering stuff, I was learning how to play and how to make certain things, and I decided I wasn't gonna stay in a village. I did have a comment suggest that it was easier, and it must be. I've seen some of the materials I could get and everything from some of the chests, but I decided that wasn't for me. I was gonna strike off, I was gonna go find my own place. I was out just running around looking for somewhere to place a new home, and I found my first turtle. I tried to see if he would give me a ride anywhere, and he was not impressed. So, running around a little while longer, I finally stumbled across the place that I thought, this is it. I could make a place right here. I could clear out maybe that top portion or so, place a house right here on the edge of the mountain, give it a nice balcony to overhang, and this is it. This could be home. Almost immediately after starting, I realized I didn't have the materials to make all the pickaxes and shovels I would need to clear out all this. So, I'd done what I've been spending most of my time doing, and got started harvesting materials. Now, I don't know if it's really just the daytime flies in this game, or if you just get lost chopping wood, but I spent the whole day doing this. I mean, granted, I did probably spend a little bit of the day running around looking for the perfect place to call home. So, knowing I had nowhere to go, I remember a comment somebody left on my last video, and they said I could just hide in a hole for the night. So, that's what I did. After waiting there for what felt like, well, way too long when you're literally just sitting there waiting for the sun to come out, I didn't even get that. I got rain. But this was my first time experiencing rain on Minecraft, and I wasn't gonna let that slow me down any. I had something I wanted to get done, so I got straight to work clearing out the rest of this mountain. I literally spent all day doing this, and before I knew it, nighttime was here. And I realized I didn't even have a bed up yet, so there was only one thing left I could do. If you guessed panic, you'd be correct. Trying to find something to make a bed. And of course. So, the only logical thing I can do in this situation, clear me a route and find somewhere to dig a hole, and that's where I'm spending the night. So after sitting here laying low for a little while, I decided to check. And it was morning time. So it was time to get some stuff done. I needed to make some headway on this house. And that's whenever I realized. I knew I picked a good spot. But guys, check this out. Look at the sunrise. Every morning, this is what I'm going to get to deal with. That's great. So I got to work more excited than ever. So after mining the side of a mountain for a little while, it finally occurred to me I need to get this bed down. I didn't need a roof over my head or anything like that. I just needed a place to put a bed down. That way I could fast forward in my nights instead of wasting so much time just sitting in a dark hole doing nothing. Alright, so with all the sleeping arrangements taken care of, all I could do was get back to work. I have almost made no progress on this. So, I had done that all day, and when I went to bed, I found that guy there. I realized all I had was dirt and cobblestone. Turns out he didn't want any of that. But he was there in the morning still, so I went ahead and got straight to it. Maybe he liked watching me work. Maybe he figured if I got everything built, I'd offer him a place to stay. Who knows? But I spent all day doing that, just for this to happen. If you're still watching after that, I greatly appreciate it because trust me, I know that was horrible. So, for this part, I just sat here waiting for a few minutes for them to clear out. That way I could respawn, hit the bed, and pass the night away. After getting kicked around all night, I finally decided I'm getting this done. I was determined. I was going to clear out the rest of this and get a roof over my head. And I pretty much managed to do just that. Well, at least the first part of it. I cleared all of it out. It just took all day. So all I had to do was make it through one more night and I would get started on my house. So the next part actually took a lot longer than what I thought. So I won't sit here and make you guys suffer through hours of me putting stuff and misplacing bricks. Just know there was a lot of struggling going on. Now, around this point, I was pretty much done. I thought I was going to finish for the night. I really did. But I went ahead and took a rest. That way I could make sure I had plenty of time to finish up. So, putting a roof on, taking care of some blocks, I finally had it. A giant square. It was my home, though. But I stepped away for like 20 seconds to craft some planks for the floor and some doors and everything I would need, just to find out apparently they really meant creatures spawn in dark places. I lost my house just like that. I thought I was good now, but nope. So after kiting him away, surely it was safe. Of course. So I panicked to try to get some planks down so I could place a bed. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do now, I lead them outside, open up the door so they can actually all fit out, and I thought I'd burn them all. Spiders apparently don't burn, I guess that makes sense. And I couldn't figure out why this other zombie wouldn't burn, but I just chalked it up to maybe it was because he had armor on? I'm not sure. So now after all that, this is where it occurred to me. It may be obvious for you guys who have played before, I finally had the thought. Torches. That's how I was gonna light it up and make sure nothing was gonna spawn in there. I don't know why nobody tells you about this stuff. I just had to hope that somehow I was gonna clear this place out. That way I could get some torches up. Now, after struggling with that for a little bit, the moment I had it cleared, I hurry up and loaded this place up with some torches. And then my next task was to get some planks down for the flooring, that way I could get a bed. Trying to clear out this all day took some time, and then this happened. I'm not sure why, but I wasn't able to sleep at all for this whole night. So, I just sat here pretty much staring. Oh no. So, I pretty much just sat here staring out the window and the door all night. Since I had all this free time on my hand, I removed my torches and placed them back up. I made sure they were a lot more even this time because, well, let's face it, I was definitely in a rush last time. So, here I was at that point with nothing to do, just staring out the window, when, of course, Everything that goes wrong always does. Seeing that, I was like, there's no way he's coming up here, right? And of course, he was. So after holding the place down all night, I still wasn't done. Even when the sun was rising, I still had to deal with them. On the bright side, I mean, hey, look at that sunrise. Who wouldn't want to slay zombies and skeletons at a sunrise like that? I mean, that's just beautiful. But I had already spent days on end working on this one build, so it was time to get these floors done, get these windows done, doors put on and everything so I could finish this build and have my place up and ready. So after taking care of all the smaller things, I had finally finished the layout. And I know I had one more thing I had to do. I collected a few more materials because I had one more piece I needed to add. That's right, the balcony. No place off the side of a mountain with a view like this would be complete without one. Just the last few odds and ends and the last blocks and clearing up everything else, and that was it. I finally had my first house in Minecraft ever built. It was complete. It wasn't the greatest, but hey, it was a home, and it was a start. So, that wraps it up for today's video. I'm Dylan from DCB Videos, and thank you again for sticking around.